Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are tuning in. My name is Rachael Goldsworthy, and today we are on the 2mm journey together. I have a little bit of a sore throat. I have a little bit of a cough left over from the weekend. Big Anzac Day with everybody. But I'm here. So are you, and I'm looking forward to sharing tonight with you. So, what's tonight about? I was thinking about a lot of things during the week, and I was reading a few different books. And lots of things came up for me. That's the piano that I created with the AI behind the scenes as well. So for all of you familiar with that one. Live, Love, Big Life, as it was. I was looking at the book of the week, 4-Hour Work Week, because we all love to work less and have more fun. So that was my inspiration for this week. And I was looking at different ways to work from different locations, and Tim Ferriss has been around for quite a while, and he's the one that's actually put it all into play, and that's one of the reasons why he needed an excuse to write a book. He said that people wouldn't take him seriously if he was just traveling around the world and having too much fun. So he wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, and essentially it's all about working less and being more productive. And I guess it dovetails into that other book that I was reading the week before, the Hyperfocus, because Hyperfocus is all about doing, concentrated activities in concentrated time frames, so that if you, say for example, a real estate agent, Saturday is a big show day. So if you do all your preparation work prior to, have a really strong team around you and make sure that you've got all of that information available, provide really good service throughout the week, the weekend is the day that you really need to be there. You can work remotely any of the other days, really. It's just that the one-on-one time. And even then you can be, like I was in Tasmania doing a live video with Gemma when I did one of the lives at the property in McGrath's Hill, I think it was. So, and Bly Park, we did one over there as well. So that was really good. But the 4-Hour Work Week, if you haven't read it, I encourage you to read it. I bought this many years ago. You can tell by the yellow colour of it, but the book has aged over time. But it's still a classic, and you just pick from it what you want. So that's always important, because not everything is relative or, important to hear. But sometimes you just pick up one little sentence from something, don't you? I'm having a nice cup of tea, peppermint tea tonight. It's soothing the throat. And I'm sorry, I'm munching on a little bit of a lolly, just to keep that that throat, that cough at bay, because sometimes I can go for a couple of hours and then all of a sudden I have this coughing fit. So I'm hoping I get through this okay. It might be a shorter one today because of it, but just the same. But Anzac Day, it was really important day that everyone had, and whether you went and spent some time with family and friends, or whether you spent it remembering people that had been here with us and people that had served for our country. And it got me thinking about Anzac biscuits, and Mum gave me this recipe. I asked Mum for this recipe because she makes the best Anzac biscuits. And pop in the comments below your recipes that you have, or the favourite thing that you have about Anzac biscuits. But it got me thinking, I love those Anzac biscuits because they're just the right size. They're thin but not too thin. They're chewy but not too chewy. They're not dry. They're not crunchy. But they're all of that and more. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make these Anzac biscuits. And anyway, epic fail today. I put all the ingredients together. I'm giving it my best shot. Hey Nathan, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. In full disclosure, I'll show you what are going to be now known as dog biscuits. These are the ones that turned out earlier. I did 2 batches. This one, they look okay, but they got a bit burnt because butter burns pretty quickly, and only 20 minutes you're meant to leave them in the oven. But then at that point I thought I really need to be baking with Mum versus trying to work this out myself. So then I tried a second batch and then a third batch, and they turned out okay. These are my biscuits, so I can handle them with care. but they turned out a little smiley face. I ripped them apart because I tried putting them all in a baking tin, flat, one big rectangle, and then just sort of slicing them up. And then the other one just sort of mash it down and go crazy and nothing in particular. And that seemed to be the best version for me. So, and then I got some other dog biscuits, which Bruce and Topsy are really excited to be testing those. But it got me thinking about, you know, doing baking with family members, or like I've baked a few different things with Mum and it's been a lot of fun. Barbecues with Dad, barbecues with the family, that kind of stuff. But it got me thinking about the quote. Gemma put a quote up there today and it was all about I will. And Jessica Lange, for those of you who don't know, she's been in many different things. She's a movie person. She's a TV, Netflix. I think she's in The Politician. She had a role in King Kong. She had a role in by Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie. Long Day's Journey with Ed Harris. So quite a lot of different movies. Hey, Sherilyn, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. Hey, Liz, how are you? Nice to have you. Hawkesbury Roomakery. Anybody that's watching, I'd love to connect Liz as well because I've got to get a chair redone from Hawkesbury Roomakery. So I just need a bit of a hand with that. It's doing some of the weaving in one of the chairs. So I'd love a hand with that. And I know that you will know exactly who I need to go to for that. So thank you, Liz. But Jessica Lange, she was born on the 20th of April 1949. Excuse me while I have a sip before I start a coughing fit. Excuse me. Yeah, so she's 76 years old. And she had a quote. And let's see if I can say what she said in the way in which she eloquently put it. She said, as time passes, if you find you've come far away from yourself, allow the breeze of humility to remind you of who you were, of who you are, and who you're becoming. If from my vantage point now, I could tell my 22-year-old self what I now believe is the most important thing in my life, and one that I didn't fully embrace at the time because I was young and willful and reckless, it would be to be present. To be present, and I would encourage myself with all my heart to just be present and open. Open to that moment that was unfolding before me. Because ultimately, your life is made up of many moments. So don't miss them, she said, by being lost in the past or anticipating the future. Don't be absent from your life. Be present. And I thought that's really good because it's moments like baking the Anzac biscuits. I thought that, baking with Mum would be great. A cuddle with the fur kids, or I'm wondering if they're going to come up. Bruce, you want to come up? Come here. Come here, Brucey. Come here, Bruce. Come here, Bruce. So a cuddle with the kids. Maybe, come on, up here. Come and say hello to everyone. Here he is. This is Bruce. So I cuddle with the fur kid. He's Mr. Cuddle Buggy. He loves getting on the lives. Everybody else should put a photo of your puppy dog on there. So he's going to try one of my Anzac biscuits. I'm not too sure whether he's going to like it or not, but this is like a mukbang of an Anzac biscuit. Oh yeah, okay, well, he's getting into it. Okay, he wants to go. All right, he's going down there. So he liked the Anzac biscuits. Could be walking barefoot on the lush green grass. It could be, I was thinking of a bunch of things like getting up early and watching the sunrise. Excuse me, sorry, this is this cough that I was talking to you about. Hey Chloe, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. We're going to catch up at a beautiful property at Wilberforce very soon. Say hello to your mum for me. I hope Tony's well. But even going and visiting a property together and having a look at that and seeing, Chloe might want to, as a buyer, bring her mum along to that open inspection, or she may want to take her mum to a private inspection of that property, because sometimes it's those moments with your parents or your friends or whoever it may be that can give you the best advice. I mean, Tony's obviously bought a house before. She's been involved with houses. And yes, she may not be a real estate agent, but she still has that practical application with her and her family. So even catching a full moon, when your water glistens on the top of the ocean, or whether it glistens on the top of the Hawkesbury River as it does here, you've got a great vantage point opposite Howe Park. And you can just sit out there and watch the sunset and then the moon rise on the other side over the turf farms. Really poignant. And even going for a walk in nature, you could go for a walk around many of the tracks that we have here, or even just going for a walk by the turf farm. Sometimes I do that in the night time or in the morning. Not more lately, but as it gets cooler, it's more conducive to that. So that's fun. You might be just simple as drawing a bath for yourself, or I like magnesium in the night time because it really helps you sleep well. A grounding mat maybe. I mean, I invested in one of those a couple of years ago and found that the grounding mat was really beneficial, and I just reintroduced myself. I've got a smaller one that I use when I'm sitting in a particular chair, and you can put it under your arm, or under your legs or under your feet, and it's really good for anti-inflammatory, and also just getting rid of that energy that's in our body, that when we stand on the ground, that's why it's called grounding, because you put your bare feet on the green grass or the dirt or the sand or swimming in the ocean or the water or whatever it may be. But you're grounding yourself with nature and being at one with nature. So being present in that moment and being present to be able to be the person that you want to be and be with the people that you want to be. So I always say also it's all about enjoying the space between the notes, because so often we're running from appointment to appointment, or you're busy with kids with the school activities that they've got, or they've got after school sports, or you've just got lots of commitments. And as mums and dads, sometimes we overcommit to life, we overcommit to friends, we overcommit to everybody, and sometimes we need to top up our own cup too. So I always like that space between the notes and having that quiet moment to myself, sitting down and reading a book, or having a question in my mind or a thought process that I probably don't think I know the answer, but then you ultimately do know the answer, because you sit there with that question and you ruminate on it, and then it just comes to you. It really does. And you might sit there for 30 minutes. I mean, I was listening to something about Deepak Chopra today. He was talking about just sitting with a thought, and that we're all one, and that you and I aren't really here. It's just our experience of life, or we're seeing what we want to be seeing. And I think that is so true in many aspects, because, you can see a lot of positive in life, but if you look for the negatives, you can see a lot of negatives too. So I choose to focus on the positives, as much as sometimes, unlike everybody, we all get dragged into other things from time to time. But as long as you refocus and reset and come back to center, come back to grounding, come back to walking on the ground itself, or going for a swim, or, looking at the beautiful moon as it rises, or spending time with the kids, or spending time with your partner, or spending time with friends and family, just enjoying. And whether it's baking really bad Anzac biscuits, or this is the batch, the final batch that I made. They're not, these are a bit crunchy, whereas my mum's ones are like chewy and they're a lot more gold than this. So I'm going to do a cooking session with her and spend that time to get those finer details, because that's where the fun is, the day as it happens for you. And I think the quote of the day was, I will, and I am, and therefore we are, is the way I look at it. So hey Jem, how are you? Nice to have you on the line. I just saw her pop up. She's got a star next to her name, Jem by name, Jem by nature. It's great to work with her. And Jem is saying, can you save us some for the office? Well, I have a batch for the office, not the ones that I play with, because they're the ones that mine and the puppy dogs, but I certainly have a bunch for the office tomorrow, so that's good. That was part of my motivation, because it's all about sharing those moments, isn't it? You take something into the office. I know Ashley's really good at it. Gemma's really good at buying everybody donuts, or Ashley does coffee. Hayley does confidence and saying hello, and Des brings a smile, and Warren brings the, sage advice. So everybody has something to offer in the office, and also personally, I think, whether it's Anzac Day that you spent the time and the time to reflect there, or whether it's reading the 4-hour work week and you're thinking, okay, well, how can I do this differently? Can I reduce the hours that I work and have the same impact in what I'm doing? Or is it something that you want to spend more time baking with your mum or your dad or your family or friends, or, just committing to catching up with your friends more often? Jim is saying make sure there's some on a Wednesday. Oh, that's right. She's got a day off tomorrow. Very exciting for her too. And see, we've swapped things around in the office. We've changed days that we're working so that everybody gets a rotation of days off to be able to do the things that they want. Jim has just come back from a 2-week sabbatical, heading up the coast and spending it with family, or extended family as it were. But she had a great time, and it's really good to see. So it's all those things of, I think, her hyper-focus. That's that other book that I was reading. Her hyper-focus was, how can you get 10 days holiday in, by just taking a couple of days off? So throughout the whole year, that's Gemma's focus. So she's really good at it. She finds out when the public holidays are on and how you can take 1 or 2 days off and get 5 or 10 days off at a time. So there's a real formula with it, and I think it's a lot of fun, and we can all benefit from that. So we all need a holiday, and we all need a little bit of a rest every now and then. So there you have it. So if you were present each day, what difference would that make to your life and those around you? And I guess too, if with that presence, when you were 22, what would you be saying to yourself? Because I'm not too sure what you might say to yourself or what you might think, but it's really important to sort of take the time out to enjoy the space between the notes. And as I'm getting older, I'm enjoying those reflective moments, and those moments with the people that I love and the people that I want to spend the time with. And yeah, I really enjoy Monday nights with you. And if anybody's got any thoughts or comments or ideas for the coming weeks, I'd love to hear it from you. And this is the music that I put together when I first started doing the 2mm. I was leaning into AI and just enjoying playing the piano myself, and sort of a combination of both. So there you have it, and that's how we came up with this little ensemble. But I am looking forward to next week. I'm not too sure what I'm going to be speaking about, but if anybody has any inspiration or wants something in particular, please let me know. I'm glad I made it through with my cough, minimal. I appreciate your patience with that. And I wish each and every one of you a wonderful week ahead. Jem is saying I'm usually good with the annual leave, but not this year. All right then. Well, take care of yourselves and each other, and a big shout out to each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you next week on your 2mm journey. Bye for now.